All right, so let's go. All right, so welcome everybody. Let's begin by finding a comfortable seat, and we're just arriving again. Suggestion is to have a glass of water nearby. So you start to find your seat, just move yourself just a little bit so that your seat is one that really fits for today. So it might be a little rocking back and forth on the pelvis. It might be a little bit of cat and cow, might be a little rolling of the head, the neck. Again, coming into your seat with this feeling of not being rigid with what the seat is supposed to be or what the setup for meditation is supposed to be. You're letting yourself organically start to come to where it feels like you are settled. Good. And then again, if you're just arriving, my suggestion is if you have a glass of water nearby, that's great. Maybe have a glass of water nearby. Excellent. Good. Very good. And then as you're coming to settle in yourself, let the eyes close and start to feel the breath as it flows in and it flows out through the nostrils. So your attention is on the edge of the nostrils where you can feel the breath as it flows in. And you can feel the breath as it flows out. So with every breath, you want to acknowledge or have the awareness of the breath flowing through that point, the sensation of it, and the sensation of the breath as it leaves. You can even use in your mind the image of this being like the ebb and flow of the ocean. So as the breath flows in, you feel it. As the breath flows out, you feel it. There's no attempt to try and disturb the flow of in and out. And just like the ocean, you notice the waves are constant. They're not always the same. Some are a little bit bigger, a little bit smaller, a little bit rougher. So the breath is exactly that, as we're simply watching. So as the breath flows in, you can let your mind notice if there is a subtle difference from one breath to another, but don't try to disturb the flow. As each breath flows in and each breath flows out, no attempt to make it longer or shorter. You're just watching as though you're standing at the edge of the shore. The ocean is flowing in. The ocean is ebbing away. No attempt to change anything. You're just watching the breath flow in and watching it flow out, almost hypnotized. Let yourself be hypnotized by the flow of the breath. Sensation that you are attaching to or that you're paying attention to is right at the nostrils, nothing else. Not a technique to try and make the breath do anything. This is an opportunity to feel the flow of breath that is not up to you. Become aware of that flow that is there beyond what you are thinking, that if you let go of all thought, you would still breathe. If you let go of all worry and all doubt, you would still breathe. If you let go of all conscious attempts to be right, do right, you would still breathe. An opportunity to keep letting go of the mind. So your awareness is united with the breath. And don't try to make this complicated or interesting. Just watch. Hypnotize yourself. And with your next inhale, breathe fully, aware into your belly, into your ribs, into your chest. And exhale consciously from the chest, through the ribs, down into the belly. Do that one more time, breathing consciously fully into your belly, into your ribs, into the top of the chest, even up to the throat. And then consciously exhaling from the top of the chest, down through the ribs, out through the belly. Relaxing your lower spine as you do. Good, maybe one more time because 3 is a great number. Inhaling into your belly, ribs, upper chest. And then exhaling consciously from the top of the chest, through the ribs, through the belly. Good. And then allow the eyes to open. Reach for your water if you have it. If you don't have water, you can actually keep your eyes closed and you can visualize, right? Visualize a glass of water. Good. If you have a glass of water, eyes open. And hopefully, again, some of you, if you have your water in a container that is opaque, you can't see it, then you're going to have to visualize as well. But I want you to actually take a moment where you hold your water up and you actually look at it, right? And what do you notice? Right, rhetorical question. What do you notice? If you have not added anything to your water, there might be a clarity to it, clearness. It picks up the light, refracts the light. So water is considered a very strong medium for vibration, whatever that vibration happens to be. And guess what? You are made of a tremendous amount of water. So the vibration that you carry through your meditation or through your thought process, right? You can imagine that on the cellular level is that the water is actually the medium through which that vibration is manifesting itself, right? Over and over again. So your water, I want you to hold it in your hands, your glass in your hands. Let your eyes close for a moment again. Even if you have your physical water, close your eyes. And please pour all of your greatest desires, all of your greatest wishes, your greatest intentions into that glass of water. So you infuse it with the highest ideals that you have. Pour your love into it, your compassion, your forgiveness. And it's not any of those things for a specific person or reason. Don't let your mind go into a dissertation about what those things mean. It's a pure state of compassion, pure state of love, pure state of forgiveness, pure state of peace, pure state. Not attached to you, not attached to anyone. And so you imagine that vibration, you visualize that vibration is now taking root in the structure of the water itself. It's the medium for that, infusing of that. There's actually been a number of very interesting studies done that shows that the way that you think and how you express your energy around water actually does change its cellular structure. And guess what? You are made tremendously of a tremendous amount of water. So into that medium of your glass of water, pour everything. And then don't worry if you think that you can't pour enough in right at this moment. You have all day, your whole life to keep doing that. And go ahead, take a sip or two of your water. And pour that vibration back into yourself. And again, if you were doing this visually, because you don't have water in your hand, then it's your own cellular water that you are pouring that vibration into. And you can place your water to the side, but close to you. So interesting that it's said that if you meditate with water near you, right, it not only helps the flow of energy through your mind, helps there to be that clarity, the fluidness of it, but that it is, again, the medium through which vibration can move. So your intuition might be heightened, right? There may be a feeling that you are receiving that conversation with other parts of your mind or spiritual self. So the water is a helpful medium for that, but it also holds vibration. So whatever you do in your meditation, your water is nearby. You sip that water throughout the rest of the day. It's like you're constantly bringing yourself back to the energy of your meditation. Same thing is true if you use any other tools in your meditation, your cushion, your shawl, your mala beads, if you have them. So all of these things hold the vibration of your practice. So when you carry them around with you throughout the day, and the more often they are part of your practices, it helps to keep you resonating with that vibration. Remember, you are fluid, you are water. You are a medium through which vibration flows. Come back to your seat if you've wandered away from it. Let the eyes close again as you are ready. Come back to the breath. Maybe with the thought now that you are this watery being. So as the breath is flowing through you, vibration is flowing through you. As you allow the water to start to mimic the vibration of peace, of love, compassion. And even the things that you have no name for that you experience or feel during meditation, you don't need to name it. So as you're coming back to your breath, you're feeling again the inhale and the exhale. And start to create a breath where there is no pause between the inhale and the exhale. So it's a circular breath. So as you're breathing in, where there would naturally be a pause, just immediately go into the exhale. At the end of the exhale, where there would normally be a pause, immediately go into the inhale. And exhaling and inhaling and exhaling. So you don't have to speed up the breath, but you're letting yourself slide over those transitions. So the breath is one continuous circle. It may feel a little bit challenging to do in the beginning, especially if you've never done it before. Stay relaxed. If you start to grip around that moment when there's not supposed to be a pause, you will create more disturbance. This breathing practice is about letting go, unifying the body with the breath. There's one circular flow. Just let yourself relax those pauses so the breath is continuous. Once you find that rhythm, it's a very soothing one. Just keep relaxing. Continuous flow of breath. And we're often given the analogy, the mind itself is much like water. Even in the Yoga Sutras, the vrittis, it's the way the thought patterns are described. They're described by being whirlpools. When the mind is in a open place, calm place, it's like still water. Or water that is running, but it is running so easily that there's no disturbance. The way that if you sit by running water or river is that the sound of it, as you lose track of it, it hypnotizes you. Continuous breath. As we allow the mind to become fluid in the way that water is fluid. You relax those restrictions of the thinking that you are used to. And what flows through us is what is innate to the soul, innate to the deepest layers of the self. Stay with that continuous flow of breath. So you are simply washing the mind out with prana. Breath is prana. We run that cycle, we run that stream constantly until the mind is at ease, relaxed. No pause between the inhale and the exhale. Stay with it. Even if you've lost track of it, just come back. As your next exhale completes itself, relax the attention on the breath. Stop trying to do anything. Let the breath return to its natural ebb and flow. And just feel. As though you are a body of water, feel. Become aware of the edges of your skin. Feel the physical container of the body. You'll feel it fully, the reality of that. Physical body with blood and bones, organs, teeth and hair, fingernails, toenails. To observe the body. And because you observe it, you can say to yourself, I am not this body. You bring your attention instead to the space of your mind, all of its activity, thought, emotion, whole reality of thinking. Observe it. No judgment, simply watching. Because you can observe the thinking and the feeling and say to yourself, I am not this mind. You can bring your attention to the subtle flow of energy, that vibratory state. What we think that subtle electrical system of the body is, all of the subtle channels, the breath itself. Observe your own energy flow. Because you can observe it, you can say to yourself, I am not this pranic flow. You switch your attention instead to the space that is behind your thinking. Intuitive space that maybe you only ever touch in brief moments, or that you think is the space that you go to when you dream. Your thinking mind is asleep. This part of your mind is awake, present. So you observe that space that is behind your mind. And because you can observe it, you say to yourself, I am not this space. You allow your mind to shift to what is beyond even your perception of what your mind is. A deeper layer of consciousness. And you observe. And whatever you observe, because you can observe it, you say, I am not this. You let yourself float deeper in, further back. and observe. There are no clear names for these states. But as sensation arises, impression arises, you observe. And you gently remind yourself, because you are observing, I am not this. You continue to let your perception of what there is to widen and widen and widen. And then in whatever space you find yourself, begin to mentally simply repeat the mantra, I am. Simple words, I am. Not the body, not the mind, not even the pranic flow, not the intuition. Not the observer, not the witness. Beyond all of that, I am. Eternally free, eternally spacious. Ebbing and flowing like the ocean. Completely still. I am. And bring your awareness again to that space that is behind the mind, the unconscious space, the intuitive space. Become aware again of the pranic flow, subtle energies. Become aware of the mind that is thinking, has been thinking, feeling, observing. Become aware of the body. I am eternally free, eternally at peace, ebbing and flowing like the ocean, completely still. Let each cell vibrate that I am. And bring the hands together in front of the heart center, palm to palm. Rub your palms. And then steady the hands at the heart, letting the thumbs touch the sternum. So again, all of that vibration of the hands spreads through the vibration of the body. And dropping the chin towards the chest. Just a moment, not just of gratitude, but also of joy that you have the inner space to go to, the inner ocean to go to. We think there's so much work to do there, but it's a joy that there's even a place to go to. And then sliding the thumbs up to the space between the eyebrows. Namaste. Thank you guys so much. Have a great rest of your day. If you want to let me know how that went, I'm always happy to hear. And your water that you've had with you, right? Absorbing all of that. So sip on it all day if you'd like, or drink it all at once. both works. But it's a thought, right? That you can, you know, infuse water with vibration, and that it can be a reminder to you throughout the day. You can use objects as the way to be the reminder that you are never out of meditation, right? You are never out of connection to that inner state. Yeah. Have a beautiful day. I will see you soon.
Thank you. Just loved it. Thank you, Veronica.
Yay, you're welcome.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Thank you.
Welcome, you're welcome.
Thank you, Veronica.
Thank you so much. I was going to tell you that when I was picturing the water and you kept saying, I am, I was like growing like a sunflower out of the water glass, up and up and up, taller and taller to the sky. It just
That's
kept
beautiful.
coming and like I am, and it was like growing out of the water.
Nice. That's beautiful. I mean, in yogic symbology, we would usually say instead of a sunflower, we would say it's a lotus, but for you, it's a sunflower. That's awesome.
It doesn't matter. It was
It does not matter.
That little glass of water, upward, and it just kept
Yay.
I couldn't get rid of it.
Yay, good. Don't get rid of it. Are you kidding?
Interesting. Yep.
Don't get rid of anything that your inner world throws at you.
Yep. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you for sharing. I will see you guys soon. I got to scoop.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Yeah, so Lori, you probably have to come back on.